Hey, today I wanted to go over 7 quick, easy and effective diet-related tips that you can implement to help you lose weight. So one of the first ones is portion sizes. If you're serving out your breakfast, lunch and dinner, and if you choose to serve it into smaller plates or bowls, it is very likely that you'll end up eating less calories. In studies that have been done, when people are served larger portion sizes, on average they'll eat 30% more than they otherwise would have. So simply by doing this, swapping out your big plates, big bowls for smaller ones, you're going to reduce the amount of calories you consume every day. Another thing we can do is we can change our mindset when we're eating. So instead of just eating everything that's on the plate, because that's what we've been brought up doing, or that's what our family's made normal for us, we should just stop eating when we're full. On average, people eat 92% of the food that they serve themselves. So this ties into the first point, which is have smaller portion sizes. But also, you're not always going to be serving your own portions. You're going to be at restaurants, you're going to be at family gatherings, you might be at friends' places. So when this happens, instead of just eating to clean the plate, eat and stop when you're full. Another tip is having water before you eat, a cup of water or something. So in studies that looked at water intake before meals, people were given half a litre of water, half an hour before their meal. And in some situations, certain demographics of people did actually eat less energy. So in older adults and obese adults, if they have 500 mils of water before a meal, they will eat less calories. In other studies that have looked at water intake during hypocaloric diets, it was shown that people that drink water before meals while having a deficit in their calories lost on average 2 kilos more than the control group, which didn't have any water before their meals. So drinking water is definitely one thing that you can do before a meal to help you get fuller faster and potentially reduce your energy intake. Another thing you can do is you can implement high volume foods into your meals to help you get fuller faster. So high volume does not necessarily correlate to an increase in energy. So that means that if you have a kilo of broccoli, which is definitely a big volume of food, it does not necessarily mean that there's going to be a lot of calories associated with that broccoli because it's a very low cal food. So what you can do is you can increase the volume of the food you're having, but make sure that that food is lower in calories. This is going to make you fuller faster, and it's going to signal satiation and satiety, which is feelings of fullness and reductions in appetite, a lot better than just low volume food. This tip is a pretty short and simple tip. Include protein in all of your meals because protein is a macronutrient that has this specific special ability to signal your brain and tell you that you're full. So it contributes to feelings of satiety. So the more protein you're having, the fuller you're going to be and the less you're going to eat. And also the more protein you're having, the slower your digestion will be, which means that food will be in your GI tract a little bit longer, and that's also going to contribute to reductions in appetite. This tip is pretty easy. If you can, swap out the foods that you're having with low calorie alternatives. So for example, if you look at all these sugary drinks out there at the moment, there is a Coke Zero and a zero sugar for every brand of soft drink. Also, there's different things coming out. I saw low carb potatoes the other day, so they're going to be like a low calorie alternative to potatoes. You can get creative, and instead of having like high calorie pasta, you can find some low cal pasta, or you can even make your own cauliflower pasta. So you can have what you want to eat, but be smart about what you're doing because you can get the same taste and the same satiety with this much calories compared to what you would have got. One last tip is just drink water. So there are so many calories that are consumed through fluids and sugary drinks that you're just not mindful of, that don't actually fill you up. And at the end of the week, this really adds up. So like I knew someone personally who was pretty overweight, and all they did was cut out cordials and soft drinks and just started drinking water, and they lost a notable amount of weight, somewhere in 3 to 5 kilo range in a few weeks. So like pretty massive. Apply these tips and let me know how you go.